containers sitting on the shelving, and then that vegetation will grow, and it'll grow so much that it'll look like your whole wall is made of vegetation. That's kind of fly. But here's the biggest benefit of all that you will get from growing inside your home compared to growing outside your home. Oxygen. It's going to scrub out all that carbon dioxide out the air. It's going to pump back tons of fresh oxygen in the air, which means you'll breathe better, your skin will be better, your hair will be better, your lungs will be much more stronger and healthier. You'll have more oxygen in your system. And one thing I've learned over the years is that viruses, diseases, and bacteria cannot survive in a highly rich oxygen environment. So them plants will protect your home from getting all this coronavirus, H1N1, SARS, whatever the fuck is floating around out there, because you'll have so much indoor oxygen. And that's another thing that we need to work on, is improving our indoor air quality. Because a lot of these homes and the way they construct and the way they built gives you poor indoor air quality because it doesn't allow the flow of air to go through properly. And, if you live in one of these states where, it's fucking cold, then you trying to seal the fuck up in that damn house every winter to keep cold shit from coming in there and kicking your ass when you trying to get some sleep, eat, or trying to get a good fuck on. I'm telling you right now, fucking in the cold is no fun. So whoever fucking in the cold, more power to you, but I ain't trying to do that shit. So that's one reason why, that kind of fucks up the way a house is, because, that indoor air quality gets trapped in there, and then you just, everything from what you cook in, what blows through the furnace, if you a smoker, particles people have on their clothes when they come in, dust build up, dust mites, all that shit add to poor indoor air quality, which do cause a lot of physical problems that people end up, later in life developing. And it's a lot of times because of poor indoor air quality. If we can improve the air quality in the homes that we live, we might actually be able to improve our overall health conditions because we breathing in more oxygen. And I think that's a lost art, a skill that we don't practice anymore in the home. My mother, man, when she had a green thumb. My mother could come to your house, see a plant, tear off a leaf or a stem or a piece of it, take that fucker back home, do her little magic, putting it in some water, and then it'll root up. Next thing you know, she got it in the pot with some dirt. Then next thing you know, 6 to 8 months later, you got this big ass damn plant taking up half the damn dining room. So she was an expert at that. But I would recommend everybody start getting into that if you can. But like I said, it's the indoor air quality that we need to improve, and that's the beauty of having plants in your home. They will improve the quality of air in your home. And then the fact that you can peel off your salad, peel off you a vegetable, peel off you a fruit, bam, can't go wrong with that. Supply of food, fresh, organically grown food right there in your home. You just walk up, pick something, get your nibble on. Imagine that. Just one way of we can have a change for the better if we make that change ourselves. Instead of sitting around waiting for the government or the corporate, we can do this shit right now in your own home. This going to save you hundreds of dollars a month in your food bill. When you don't have to go spend money in driving, stand in line, fighting for quality products over some of the shit they mix in there to try to make it look, like it's a lot, when actually what they doing is they putting a few good ones on top and then putting all that bruised, messed up, old ass shit that sat in the truck or a warehouse for way too damn long, and they try to stuff that under the bottom and put the good shit on top. So, you coming in there and people picking through it, it gets mixed up, and then it just, look like, oh, okay, maybe it's just the way it is. So what are you in there doing? Y'all in there battling over trying to get the fresh lime compared to the one with the big brown dark spot on it, and the lemon with the nice and yellow lemon compared to the one that looked like it's damn near white and got all these little look like scar marks on it. That's how shit is. So this is a way to avoid that and prevent you from having to go through that shit anymore. And like I said, everything is changed. We're not going to be able to go back to normal. So things are going to have to change in order for us to have something that resembles normal. But it's going to be a new normal, but we should be the ones making that change for that new normal, and not let these corporations, not let these greedy fuckers, and damn sure not let this orange idiot make the decision on how that change comes about. Because any one of them, they going to fuck it up for us. I can guarantee you that. They going to fuck it up for us. They going to fuck it up for you. They going to fuck it up for me. They going to fuck it up for anybody and everybody that is not sitting in their private inner circle of rich assholes. Not to say that all rich people are assholes, but let's be real, a good majority of them are assholes. Sometimes no fault of their own. They were just raised to be assholes because they were around a bunch of other rich assholes. Cycle continues. It's up to them to break it. If they choose not to, that's on them. As far as we go, we have an opportunity to create something so much better, so much bigger, and so much more profound that right now they probably shitting bricks, because if this does come about, they realize we won't need their ass anymore. And they need us more than we need them. Plain and simple. So keep that in mind when y'all thinking and mulling that shit over. Keep in mind about the indoor organic gardening, container gardening, hydroponics gardening, aquaponics gardening, and research it. Look on YouTube. I mean, there are literally thousands of videos of people showing they set up, how they set it up, the way they set it up, what they use. And a lot of them, like I said, if you got that $1,200, I'd recommend you do this. You put $1,000 to the side, just take the $200, and that would be more than you need to set up either a container garden system, an aquaponic system, or a hydroponic system, and you can be on your way to growing shit year round. Because see, that's another advantage to growing indoors compared to outdoors. Outdoors, you limited by the weather, the temperature. Indoors, it's a controlled environment. You can grow year round and steadily producing shit. Once you get started, you can pretty much sit back and just let it keep growing. Do the things the gardener needs to do to maintain the garden. It's not really back-breaking work, especially when it's indoors and you're doing containers and aquaponics and hydroponics. It's a lot less physical labor that goes into maintaining that compared to growing in your backyard or having an outdoor garden, which I'm not against that either. That's always good. I would just recommend, if you limited in space in your backyard or you suffer from, a lot of critters, I would go with a raised bed gardening, and that would allow you to, get a little bit of control over what grows in the garden bed, because weeds is going to be your major problem, but that depends on what technique you use to grow. I would recommend anybody, if you're going to grow outdoors, look into permaculture gardening techniques. And that is a way of gardening in which, once you set it up, nature does everything for you. And then you just come in to help it along. But you don't have to do any tilling. You don't have to do all that other stuff that's required, no fertilization and all that crap. You just got to make sure it's watered, and you got to make sure that whatever the dead leaves or this, that, and other, you pick them off and prune them. And once you start growing, to make sure you start picking off the ripe fruit so that the other ones can grow and get ripe too. Because if you leave it on there too much, then they'll start falling off and might cause a little damage to the plant. Look into permaculture. There's a lot of online courses that are free that teach you how to do permaculture. There's a lot of YouTube videos that you can follow along and learn permaculture. So look into permaculture. It's basically having plants symbiotically grow with one another. Like you might have an apple tree, and then on the trunk of the apple tree, you might have strawberries and grapes vines growing around the tree. And then on the ground around the tree trunk itself, you might have, say, carrots and lettuce growing, and that's how it is. You let all these plants work together to support each other, and they grow healthier, stronger, and actually faster than they would if you did the traditional farming techniques. The rows, plant, water, fertilizer, till, keep doing that shit. Permaculture, shit grows faster, grows bigger, and it grows naturally. So look into that, learn about it, get into it. It's going to change a lot of shit in this country and around the world if we put this into practice. I don't think I'm going to go any further on with, too much more techniques and this, that, and the other, because I want to save something for some future episodes. But I did promise that this time around, I was going to give up one undercover sex signal. Yeah, I know that's a big flip going from organic gardening to undercover sex signal, but I said I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. So we going to look into what would be an undercover sex signal. So first, let's explain exactly what is an undercover sex signal. An undercover sex signal is literally a signal that some can detect and some don't. Some naturally do and most naturally don't. But what it is literally body language. A certain look, a certain move, a certain gesture with the hands or the feet or the shoulder. It's all considered as an undercover sex signal, And I know a lot of y'all gonna be out here, especially ladies, that I'm dropping dime. And yes, I am dropping dime, so deal with it. But there's a reason why I'm dropping dime, is because I would pretty much estimate that about 70% of most men don't pick up on these undercover sex signals. I mean, we straightforward, we see it, we want it, we get it, we fuck it, we move on. Women are a little bit more subtle, but they're more in tune and more perceptive than men are. That's the reason why, they put out these signals, and it ain't their fault we don't fucking pick them up or we don't get it. In a sense of saying that by dropping dime on these sex signals, I'm actually helping ladies. Now the guy that you want to pick up on your signals will actually know you are giving him some signals, and he will know to pick up on them. You feel me? So this can save a whole lot of headache, frustration, and bullshit, because this motherfucker just ain't getting it. And then the motherfucker that do get it turn out to be exactly that, a low-life motherfucker. But you didn't get that at first because why? He picked up on the signal. So, you gave him the benefit of the doubt. But he turned out to be a low-life motherfucker. It happens. There are a whole lot of grimy bastards out here. Now, let's see. We gonna pick a good one. So, let's see. What we got here is... now, I want to give a little shout-out to the person who wrote this book. And it's called Undercover Sex Signals by Leo Londis. And it's pretty decent. I mean, she's a psychologist. So before you start thinking this is just some old, bullshit crap, just want to let you know the lady is really intelligent, and she the one that told on y'all. So don't get mad at me for telling it. But I'm just trying to, get the word out. Hopefully, y'all pick up on this and, try to start using some of this shit, I mean, it helps. So here we go. This is called the Shy Geisha. And the Shy Geisha is, looking away, feigning modesty, but be certain she is very open to your approach. Why? Because she is looking down in a way, if she were not interested, her eyes would stay on the same level or look up in a way. What should you do when she gives you those shy geisha eyes? Keep looking in her direction. If she looks up again within 45 seconds, it confirms her interest in you. Didn't know that, did you? Well, now you do. So the next time you out and you about, in which we know it's going to be a while because, the lockdown thing, and you happen to be socializing and you happen to look over and you see her giving you the look, and then she looks down and look away, that don't necessarily mean that she's not interested.